Hello again. Here we are. We're going to look at JWD, that's Justin White Designs. Mirisa. It's a head only. I don't do the standalone followers because they're just not my cup of tea. However, you can look at the head only follower and decide if you would like to have the standalone. The standalone will be much more like his picture, and from the standalones I've seen that he does a thinner, a more slender body than what I do. It's your choice. It's whatever you like. You can always try the standalone. I don't even try standalones anymore because they don't follow I would rather have one that's head only that allows me to have my body type the way I want. The only problem with the head onlys that this person does, except for the Siri head only. Now, if you get the Siri head only, and that's Siri like from The Witcher, she has white hair, and I've shown that mod before, he doesn't include any head texture, and so it's a smaller file, and it works wonderfully. You never have any lines, there's no texture issues. It's perfect. It's always perfect. Unfortunately, on Red Sonja and this one and all these others, he's including a head texture. It's a 2K head texture. I don't know why. And it doesn't create what he calls a neck seam usually, but it does create a little line, a little texture line, because his texture doesn't match my texture. He says it uses the Leyenda 2K head texture. Well, that's great. Is that even on Xbox? I don't even think that's on Xbox. We can look and see, but see, we'll never be able to match that. That's why I wish he would leave the head texture out. However, I did place it in the correct place where I'm hoping that my textures down here will take over and will replace his texture. It's just a waste of space because it's 20 some megabytes. It should be closer to 3 to 8 in that range probably. Nonetheless, I'm just telling you that as a warning. If you get that little line, that little texture line where the colors don't match, it'll be like at her neck, like right above the collarbone or right around the collarbone. If you get that and your textures are below, and you've done a reset, which I did. I've done everything. I've done a reset. I put it in the right place. I downloaded it. I put it in the right place. I reset. I'm hoping my textures will overlay that. We're going to see. If my textures overlay it, then even though it's a waste of space to have the head texture, it won't be as much of a problem. So I'm just saying all this just to let you know that that's what I'm trying to do. And then we have another follower I'm going to do pretty much right after this one, though. What order things will end up getting to YouTube and stuff, I don't know. Anyway, so let me take you here. One cool thing he does, and I'm assuming with his name being Justin that it's a he. One cool thing he does is he gives you a kind of a quest marker for all his followers, or at least I think all of them. Siri has it, and I think Red Sonja had it. Anyway, nonetheless, he seems to do that quite often, let's put it that way. And that's really a nice thing, because even though he tells you where they are, they're not always... I think he makes his to kind of roam and mess around more. So, because I'll show you, right now she's not in Windhelm, she's actually outside at one of the farms. Look here at my map. That's her marker. And to turn her marker on, you just go to quests, and oops, and it's in miscellaneous, and it's right there. You can turn it off and on. So that's where she is. So I'm going to travel to this farm. Well, actually, I'm going to travel to this farm, and we're going to see. Now, she may move by the time we get there. But I wanted you to see that, and I think adding the little marker to find them, that's a nice little touch, and I do appreciate that. I mean, as much as I don't appreciate that 2K head texture, which I really don't want, and I'm not sure why. In doing Siri, he didn't include that, and that makes Siri so much better, and it is smaller too, but even just not from a size standpoint, but just from a look standpoint, it's so much better. Let's see how this does. Oh, that's my girl. That's not who I'm looking for. We're looking for her. Is she still out at this other farm? It looks like she is. So let's go get her. Don't know if my followers with me. They are. Okay. Well, they're trouble, but they're coming. So let's see if we can find her. So she's not really in Windhelm, at least not in my game. Why is that? I don't know. There she is, though. So let's talk to her and see how she looks here.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, you can see around the base of her neck that she's not. I don't know if this is going to work out. Let's just get her to follow me first. Because I don't like that line of discoloration.
The best way for us to win the Nord's respect is through hard work.
Still here.
Yeah, she's got that line of discoloration. I guess I can't get past it because that's the way he made it, which is unfortunate.
What do you want me to carry?
It would really be a lot better because she does, like I'll show you. Oh, I didn't see. I forgot. I did not enable gear and outfit management. You have to go to gear. I showed this the other day in a video, but I didn't talk about it. But you have to go through the menu, and there we go. Now I will be able to manage her gear, and I can do it either from this menu, or I can back out to the normal menu and do a trade. Come on, do a trade with me. And let's see, I'm gonna take her clothes here, and it just makes it a little easier for you to see the line I'm referring to right there at her neck, at the base of her neck. Her head is lighter than her body. I don't know. The appearance he was going for, I guess, was a kind of a tanned or maybe Indianish look. Doesn't look dark enough to be considered black. So, you know. Well, of course, I know there's varying degrees and shades. I'm sorry. I'm trying to express a pigment here, and I'm not very good at it. So anyway, no offense intended. Anyway, so that's why most of his followers I won't use, even the head-only followers, because they still have that problem because he includes that texture for their head. And my textures seem to cover everybody else, but it will not, for some reason, it will not overwrite that head texture he uses. So anyway, so this is Mirisa, and this is JWD's, and she's a follower.
Let's get going, then.
And I think she's a pretty standard follower. Let me just give her clothes back.
What do you want me to carry?
Or maybe I'll give her something better. Let's give her something better. How about that? We'll give her... I could give her those. I guess that would be okay. Do I have something better? I have the light. No, let's do something else. Oh, maybe she can wear the glass. Now, if you do something like this, you'll notice it covers that little line. So if you can stand it, this would be an option to cover that line. Let's give her her miner's clothes back. I don't think she'll wear them right now, but she'll have them for later. So now that covers the line, and she looks a lot better.
Let's get going then.
There are ways around that line. I'm just very particular, and I just, you know, I just don't like having that line there. But now, look, the line is covered. She looks good. You can tell her face still doesn't quite match her body, and I guess they wanted to really go for a certain makeup look.
Still here.
And overall, okay, if you look at her just from the head and face standpoint, she looks excellent. No bones about it. She looks good.
I've got your back.
Let's take a look at her abilities,
right behind you.
Her combat abilities. Basically, we'll go into info. We'll look at her. Let's look at her perks. So she's more one-handed than anything. You can always override that with amazing follower tweaks. Does she have any spells? I thought she was supposed to have a few spells. She does. Okay, so she's got a couple of spells. You could give her more spells. You could increase her magic with by buffing her armor. And you can always change her AI let me show you how that's done since we're talking about this. If you're going to change her combat AI, you go into combat. This is what I do all the time. I usually choose that one. That's why it's grayed out. That's the one I always choose. Unless I have somebody that really is a good bow and arrow person, and I'll select bow and arrow. But in her case, I'm going to say, use magic and staff only. Now, she doesn't have any offensive spells. If they don't have offensive spells and you do that, I think they try to fight with their fists a lot. So maybe I should teach her a spell or two. Let's do that real quick. We're just going to teach her some destruction. Let's teach her a couple of lightning spells. She can't even cast that one. Oh, matter of fact, let's keep it simple. She can't cast anything big. Let's teach her flames and firebolt. I think those are the cheapest. Firebolt. I went right past it. Sorry, I forgot my. I guess I forgot my alphabet. So you go into tweak options. Now you go into magic, and you come down, and you just say, because I equipped those spells, and you say teach follower equipped spells. That means you're teaching her the spells you have equipped, and she'll learn both these spells, and she'll have them available. She's probably still going to summon that flame Atronac too, but that gives her something to work with. So that's pretty much it as far as a follower goes. She's nice looking and everything. She's intended to primarily be a one-handed swordswoman.
Still here.
You could give her a shield and a sword and have her be kind of a tank for you, and you can buff her armor so that she would be better. Let's see, was there something else? I think that's it. I think that's pretty much all there was. With this armor on, like I said, it really takes care of the low line, and she looks good. I don't know. Does the 2K face texture really look better than her body texture that isn't 2K? I can't really tell much difference. Probably because my game, I don't run a lot of high def stuff. I'm just running pretty normal stuff. I'm just using Beauties of Skyrim. I'm not using the HD version because I don't need it. Anyway, I think that's everything for her. If I'm forgetting something, then I'll try to remember it later. But I think that's everything for her. We've got her equipped and everything. We could use her. I probably won't. Because I know that line's there and it will always bother me, and I will be very limited into what I can put her in outfit-wise. Though you'll notice a lot of modders, like look at this outfit, a lot of modders, they started putting in little collars and stuff around the neck because they know that a lot of times, see, this one doesn't have that.
I'm right behind you.
Because they know a lot of times you're going to have a little line there where people do just what was done here. So, all right. Anyway, overall, I think she's excellent. She really looks good. I think that's it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.